Guys, we've got to spend less than we earn. So you don't want to be in a situation where your income is less than your expenses. Also, you don't want to be in a situation where your income is equal to your expenses. You want to be where your income is more than your expenses, and that gap between your expenses and your income is what we use to create financial freedom. How do we do this? Before we do anything, you need to know your net worth statement. Your net worth statement is basically how much you owe versus how much you own. So how you're going to do this is that you're going to take a pen and paper, or you can use an app, write down everything that you own. These are your assets. So whether it's money in a savings account, the money currently in your retirement accounts, money that is invested somewhere, your paid off home, your paid off car, its value, anything that is worth something that can be converted to cash, those are your assets. Write them down in your asset column. Then in the other column, you're going to write whatever you owe. So these are loans, things that you haven't finished paying for, credit cards, personal loans, your home loan, your car loan, student loans, clothing account, furniture account, cell phone. Those are all the things that you owe. Then what you do is you subtract what you owe from what you own, and you will find out whether you are a negative net worth, zero, or positive net worth. And all of us should be striving to be in the positive net worth side of things, because if we're in the negative side of things, then it means we need to improve, we need to change. So after you've come up with your net worth statement, the next thing to do is to write a budget. A budget is not a swear word. I know people don't like talking about budgeting. They feel like it is restrictive. They feel like a budget is telling them not to have fun, not to spend. Listen, I view budget completely differently. A budget gives me so much freedom. When I budget and I know exactly how much is coming in, how much is going out, I get so much relief even when I'm spending, because I know exactly what I can and cannot spend. Everything is so simple. Without a budget, things really are difficult. You cannot keep track of what's coming in, and you cannot keep track of what's coming out. A lot of people would realize where they are overspending. They'd realize opportunities where they can take advantage of cutting down on certain spendings and channeling that money maybe towards paying off debt or increasing savings and investments. So guys, write a budget. A budget is liberating. It is not a punishment. After you've written your budget will show you whether you've got an income problem or whether you've got a spending problem. If you've got an income problem, you're genuinely earning money, but it's just not enough to cover your basics. You're not even buying anything fancy. You're not even overspending. Then definitely you have an income problem. And you will get to know me. I do not like complaining. Once I discover a problem, it has got to be solved. And it's the same thing for you. Develop that habit. Develop that tenacity within yourself to say, I have discovered a problem. I've got an income problem. What am I going to do about it? So don't start crying and saying the world is unfair, life is unfair. Look, life is unfair to all of us, right? But it's all up to our attitude, how we view things and how we handle things. That will determine our outcome at the end. So if you've got an income problem, there are two things that you can do. You either need to upskill yourself, meaning you're going to need to go through some courses, maybe you need to go through training, maybe you need to go to school to increase your skills so that you are able to apply for a higher paying job or get promoted at your work. If you cannot do that, or if you do not want to do that, you can also increase your income by starting a side hustle or multiple side hustles. Don't limit yourself. And guys, side hustle means selling. And I know a lot of people are like, oh, selling, I really don't like selling. Well, it's not a matter of liking it, but believe it or not, every day we sell ourselves. We sell ourselves to our bosses by arriving on time, by doing a good job, right? We sell ourselves to our kids by convincing them that the food we give them is healthy for them. They have to eat it. The transactions that we do every day in life, more or less, are about selling yourself, coming across in a certain way. And guys, take advantage of social media. A lot of us have got followers on Facebook, on Instagram. We've got WhatsApp contacts for days. We've got Telegram. We've got Twitter. Use those accounts to your advantage. Advertise your business. It's for free. It will not cost you anything except the data that you are already using to be on social media anyway. And don't be ashamed of your hustle. What if you've got a spending problem? You've looked through your budget and you're realizing that actually I'm spending too much money on things that I do not need. So first and foremost, we need to identify what are needs and what are wants. And we should minimize spending on wants, especially when our net worth is still on the negative. There are sacrifices that we need to make along the way. I'm not saying you're not going to enjoy your life, but this is a stage where we need to prioritize. If you've got a spending problem, you've got to look at the person in the mirror and have a conversation with that person and need to say, where do I need to cut? There are things that are needs. These are shelter, transport, food, education, those things that you cannot do without, that you'd otherwise be sick or be unable to take care of yourself if you were to lose. Then there are wants. These are nice to haves, but not important to have. These are things that are nice, that we enjoy, but they are not really necessary for survival. Those are wants. Guys, a want does not suddenly morph into a need because you've become addicted to it. A want does not morph into a need just because you've gotten used to it. So for example, if you have gotten used to buying 10 liters of flavored water every month, that doesn't mean that flavored water becomes a need. It is still a want that you have now grown accustomed to. So guys, let us be honest with ourselves, with our budgets. This is where I'm going to end. Next time, I'm going to be speaking about setting up your emergency fund. That is step number 2 to financial freedom. If you want to see more of my videos, please hit the subscribe button below and I'll see you next time.